is the What Are We Doing podcast.
Ladies and gentlemen, coming to you live, special midweek recording here of the What Are We Doing podcast. Little bonus episode, little episode 95 action, little one jump ahead so I can get to episode 100 on our vacation. We are saddened and we are hurt here. Listen, for those of you who don't know, at the Wad Pod Studios, the Do Better Network, my other businesses, we do a lot of charity work. We donate money every year. We do free events and the t-shirts and the things, and we even sometimes host them. We have in the past, and like this year we're sponsoring a few events. So we do what we can to give back. And as soon as we heard this news, we knew we had to do something. So we have created a GoFundMe. You can go to wadpod.com/GoFundMe to donate now to help the families of the victims of the Sub 5. We're calling them the victims of the Sub 5. If you put the 5 next to the end of sub, it kind of spells sub, like submarine, submersible. These 5 billionaires who have been lost at sea and is in the Titanic Ocean Gate exploration submarine right now, still currently lost. As of recording this episode, they have about like 12 to 24 hours left. It's not looking good. We don't want to assume the worst, but you can go to wadpod.com/GoFundMe. The victims of this tragedy, unfortunately, their families are going to need every ounce of help that they can get. So the GoFundMe, all of the money will be evenly distributed amongst the families of each of the 5 or 4 families that are of the 5 victims in the submarine. And we hope, we have a goal of $10 million. So if we reach it, great. If we surpass it, amazing. But we want to be able to help provide the funeral costs at 100% for all the families that will most likely need it in the inevitable few days here. So here's the issue. These 3 to 4 billionaires, their mission in the submarine, man, they each paid $250,000 to be there. And I don't know about you guys, but I can think of a lot of other things. Let's name some things that we can do with $250,000. That's like a really nice house for a lot of people in this country. I know it's sad to say, but that's like a really nice house for a lot of people. I know in the area I live, $250,000 will get you a long way. In the area I want to live, it'll pay for half, which means I can now afford it. So $250,000, man, I mean, you could travel the world with that money. You could invest. You could literally take $250,000, put it in like an index 500, like a fund or a high interest yield account, and you could literally on a daily basis live off of the free money that money makes you from the interest of your bank account. Instead of you paying interest on all your loans, the bank is paying you interest on your money. You know what I mean? Like you could do a lot of stuff as an average person with $250,000. The issue is when you become a billionaire, when you just have infinite numbers of 250, just bags of $250,000, just duffel bags laying around, and you just don't know what to do with it because you have billions and billions of dollars. And listen, not everyone is set out to buy Twitter or a social media platform with their money. Some people want to do dumb stuff, like getting rockets with Amazon companies and, getting submarines to go see the Titanic. So CEO Stockton Rush, of course, is identified as one of the 5 people on the missing submarine, along with British businessman Hamish Harding. We'll get to him in a minute. Retired French Navy Commander Paul Henry, don't know how to say his last name. And then some other guy and his son. And so now, here's the thing. The submarine, when I imagine submarine, I think like Fast and the Furious, Resident Evil coming out of the ice, like type submarine. You can walk around, you can sleep, there's a kitchen, you can actually stand up in it. Like that's what in my mind, like Atlantis, maybe not that big, but like, you know what I mean? Kind of submarine. This isn't it. This submarine could be more described as like, I don't know, like a tin can. So basically the submarine is just a giant metal cylinder. And I'm not entirely sure what the, what the fascination is with billionaires here and getting in giant metal cylinder type shaped things and going places where they're not supposed to be. Here's the bottom line. And a friend of mine, a buddy of mine, feature editor of this podcast, Paul's brother, said, we can't breathe underwater. We can't breathe in space. We shouldn't be there. You know what I mean? So the sub is small. Like when you cram 4 billionaires plus the operator of it, like you're sitting in the edges of the submarine. You have like a little tiny squishy pillow to sit on, and you get to take a water bottle and a sandwich. And that's it, because that's all the room they have. Because everything else around them has to be like 18 layers thick, full of metal, to the point where they have to be dead bolted inside. So even if where they are now, they wanted to exit the submarine, there's no way to do so, because they're bolted in from the outside. Who came up with that idea? Probably the CEO. Okay. And like I said, the thing is a tin can. Okay. It's made up of materials and pieces from like Ross Dress for Less, Home Goods, Lowe's, and with a little help from our friend Jeff Bezos, we got a $30 Logitech off-brand PS3 PlayStation controller to run the whole thing. Now, allegedly, according to some professionals, apparently all submarines are ran using like a cheap whatever USB controller they can get their hands on. But nonetheless, if you're charging 250 grand a head, you should probably get the name brand. Like we couldn't get the actual like upgraded PS5 model controller. We've got to get the one on sale for $30 from Amazon. I mean, it's so the whole thing was held together by duct tape. I mean, he got the one piece from Home Goods up here. He got the door from West Shore Windows, and he got the fucking this from Lowe's, and he got the controller from Amazon, and the screens were just old computer monitors that he had in his basement. So they didn't really spend much money on the sub itself, and so. The owner of the company has informed us, or other people in the company, they've informed us that since they went down, they had 4 days of air total, and that was a few days ago. So as of right now, I think like I said, they only have like 24 hours left. And and by the way, the submarine that the billionaires are in, the tin can that the billionaires are in doesn't have a bathroom. The bathroom is basically a plastic bag, like a grocery bag. So who knows how it's going wherever they are, if they still are there. And so here's how the submarine actually works. The guy running it, who's the CEO of the company, doesn't actually know where he's going. They have to send shortwave radio text messages down to the submarine that they are in from the mothership. Shout out to Joe Rogan. From the mothership on top of the surface above the water. And that the mothership on the top tells the submarine where to go. Like there's no GPS, there's no visibility, there's no like turn left in 300 meters and then he steers the PlayStation controller this way. They don't know where they are down there. Until the ship on top of the water says, go right 100 yards, go left 3 meters, go down 6 meters. And that's when little buddy just hits the down thing, the C down on the PlayStation controller, and they go down. And like there's been times that they've taken this thing. This isn't the first time in the water. There's been times that they've taken it in the water and like they haven't even seen the Titanic. Because for whatever reason, the GPS on the ship at the top of the water, the mothership, shout out to Joe Rogan, it had the wrong directions. They sent them the wrong way. They spent all day trying to find it. They never found it. And they had to come back up to the surface of the water. And the people that paid $250,000 that day, shit out of luck. Because you know why? You sign the waiver. And for those of you who signed a waiver before, one, we all know we don't read them. You might skim it. You might read some of the bold points that maybe the people there point out for you. But other than that, you flip, you sign, you date, because we want to get to the thing we want to do as quickly as possible. But apparently this waiver, like literally list out all the ways you can die. Like we're going under pressure. If there's a leak, boom, your head will explode. Boom, your lungs will explode. Boom, if this happens, this will happen to you. If this happens, this will happen to you. Like all the ways you can die are listed out, all of the risks you're taking, and you literally have to sign your life away. I mean, when I got LASIK eye surgery for these bad boys, I had to sign on the line and write word for word what the sentence said just so they knew I understood what it said. And basically the sentence was, there's a 1% chance that something will go wrong with this procedure, and you may end up blind for the rest of your life as a result of that mess up. You sign here acknowledging that you will not sue us and that you are giving us full reasoning to do whatever. You know what it says. So if I would have went blind during the LASIK eye surgery, no one's at fault. I couldn't have sued them and nothing would have happened. So you sign your life away when you do these things. Not only do you sign the $250,000 check, but your life away as well. And so after you're done signing the waiver, we got to get in the thing. And apparently the sub has problems all the time. This professional guy, scientist, I forget his name. He's all over the news. He's the only one the news outlets are talking to. And he went on the submarine like last summer. And basically when he went in, they only got down to 30 to 40 feet before there was a mechanical error and they had to resurface and call it a day. So who knows, A, how far down they got? Because, I mean, they lost communication with the sub at a depth that it's, rarely reached. So they were pretty close, if not already at the Titanic when they lost communication. So the immense water pressure amongst the submarine was most likely weighing on it. And so who's on the ship? These guys we said at the beginning of the episode, the ship billionaire Hamish Harding. You'll remember him. He also purchased a ticket alongside Jeff Bezos on the Blue Origin spaceship orbit thing that happened a few years ago. Hamish was one of the billionaires from that excursion. So he was being a space cowboy up in space with Jeff Bezos, and now he's being James Cameron down in the ocean with the Titanic. And it was actually, honestly, thank goodness, the news was broke and confirmed. It was actually Hamish's stepson, Brian. His stepson, Brian, confirmed on his social media, his Facebook page, that his stepdad was, in fact, in the sub and lost at sea. He's very, very quick. Brian has been to update us on the Facebook page as the whereabouts of his father, and everything he's doing to, help locate him, everything he's doing to cope with this. Because listen, the families of these people must be terrified. Like if my father, I asked Megs last night, I said, be honest, if your father was in that submarine and we kind of sort of knew he was at the bottom of the ocean, like it wouldn't be, it's just kind of is what it is. Like, what are we gonna dive in after him? So, but I mean, their families are probably losing their minds right now. And so, Brian is, pretty active on his Facebook page. And so He honestly updated it just now, just to let us know that actually it says he won't be joining the search and rescue for his father. Instead, he's coping the only way he knows how, with music. And not just any music. He went to a freaking Blink-182 concert. Okay? They just did Coachella. Travis is pregnant, and I mean, what a time to be alive for a Blink-182 fan. And so he took a picture at the concert, put it on his Facebook page, and just to set the record straight, because he knew, he was pretty sure he was going to get backlash as soon as people found out he went to the concert. Clearly recognizing some people might take it the wrong way, Brian writes on his Facebook page, "It might be distasteful being here, but my family would want me to be at the Blink-182 show, as it's my favorite band and music helps me in the most difficult times in life." Heart emoji, hand, high five, prayer emojis, however you want to incorporate them. And so, I mean, it's like, all I can imagine is just Brian front row, because he's a stepson of a billionaire, so I'm sure he's got the money. Front row at a Blink-182 concert with a lighter in the sky, like, "Where are you? And I'm so sorry that I didn't get on the subway with you tonight." And it's just, I mean, listen, I'm going to keep it real with you. I'm going to keep it 100% honest with you guys. The sunglasses I'm wearing cost me $4,500. And if I'm being even more honest, if we're being even more honest, if my stepdad, let alone, if my biological father were missing at the bottom of the ocean, and I found out that Shania Twain was playing in concert anywhere near relatively closely to me flying or driving maybe a cheap Southwest flight, I don't know, I'm probably going to go see the concert to cope with the fact that I'm never going to see my father again. And 1,000%, if you wouldn't, you're lying. If you wouldn't, you're lying. If your father was in the submarine at the bottom of the ocean and Post Malone was in town, what are you gonna, what are we gonna do? Get a snorkel and go, Dad, where are you? You know what I mean? We're gonna jump in the mouth. It's a little, I'm gonna keep it real with you. I'd probably go to the concert too. It was a toss-up, okay? It was a toss-up between the Blink-182 concert and, something that might never happen again in history, okay? Listen, the guys are getting older. Travis is having a baby. They did Coachella. They've checked off all the boxes on the Blink-182 bucket list. Something tells me there might only be 0 to 1, maybe 2 tours left. So, are you gonna throw away the opportunity to see your absolute favorite band of all time live in concert, especially now that you're 30 years old and can appreciate the fact of how much the music has matured and grown with you and been really strong and passionate and just gotten you through such hard times in your life while your father sits at the bottom of the Atlantic? So, you might never get that chance again. And honestly, I choose Travis Barker every time, I think. No, honestly, if my stepdad, if I found out that John went, somehow got the opportunity to go on a $250,000 elk hunting trip with Joe Rogan or something, and then we get word hey, Joe came back but John didn't, it's been 48 hours, he's technically considered missing, coyotes, bears, the elk, they're aggressive, it's mating season, we don't know, it's not looking good, we haven't found him yet, we're gonna keep searching, but prepare for the worst. We're going to go to the Post Malone concert. I'm sorry. Yeah, we'll call Mom. We'll send the edible arrangements. We'll get Sandy a slushie. We'll get her a cake. And, we'll make sure she's good. But, if Post Malone's playing in town, there's not much I can do with John being lost on the elk trip from where I am and here. I'm in the studio. I'm busy. I got to run the business. I can't. I'm sorry. I could donate. There's probably a GoFundMe, wadpod.com/GoFundMe. And so, you know what I mean? It's crazy. I don't know. You know what I mean? I don't know. Listen, think about it. But if your stepdad was trapped in a tin can submarine going to see the Titanic, which by the way, only has, I think, like one tiny little window that you can see out of, and it's like this thick. So like you can't really see out of it. The majority of what you're seeing, if you do get to the Titanic in this submarine that wasn't built to go that deep far into the ground, because the guy who owns the company is probably getting sued. It's fine. It'll come out later in the news. I don't know, maybe. But you know, you're seeing it from what the cameras are picking up on the outside of the sub on a screen inside of the submarine. So why not, if we've already convinced the billionaires to write us the check for $250,000, why wouldn't we just toss them in a sub? Hey man, let's spend a little extra money, maybe one of their checks, keep the rest. Take one of the checks, make the submarine a little bit more comfortable, give them a little bit more than just a sandwich and a water bottle. Maybe take them only, I don't know, 50 feet below surface, and then, you know, move the sub around, drive it around, hit the turbo button on the PlayStation controller, and like simulate turbo. Oh, it gets a little rocky down here. When we get this deep near the Titanic, we've almost hit it. But like they're only this deep underwater, and like just simulate it. And then when you get to the Titanic, just play the beginning of the movie on the screen. And then when that part's over, just make a little static effect and say, oh no, guys, oh, we're so deep down. Sometimes the cameras, it probably got unplugged or something. We're going to have to go back up. Unfortunately, you did see it for a little bit. That's the Titanic. And then drive them around for another hour, hit the turbo button again, and then boom, you're on the surface. Fake the whole thing. Why are we exploring the Titanic? As of right now, I think the sub has like what? As of recording this episode, I think we've got like 20 hours left. I think they've got like 20 hours left. And so like there's no cell phone signal, there's no GPS, there's nothing under the water, and apparently of course Elon's involved somehow. I think the mothership on top of the surface, shout out Joe Rogan, mothership. That's using like Elon Musk Starlink for like their communication. So of course that didn't work out too well. But they did have GoPros. There was a clip that did get released on Twitter. They had GoPros in the submarine, and they were able, for a slight moment before they lost communication, get some footage of the billionaires and the operator, of course, inside the sub. Now, this the clip, part of it is not for the faint of heart. Just keep in mind, please, these 5 people were trapped in a soda can, okay? And at this point in time, they were probably like, you know, pissing on each other, and fucking someone's probably getting a little too aggressive in the corner, and like there's probably already a fight between 2 guys. It is a little on the edge. So here, this is the video that they got back from the sub and the people that are still inside it. Take a look. Oh. I mean, yeah. Turn it off. It's vile. I mean, would you want to spend $250,000 to be trapped with that inside of? Could you imagine? Like, think of the worst people. Imagine if you finally saved up. Imagine you finally saved up $250,000, and you tell your friends and family, you've been saving for this for your whole life. Your goal in life is to do nothing but see the Titanic, and you get this opportunity, and the spot opens up, and you buy a ticket. And you spend $250,000 of your dollars. To some people, it's a lot. To some people, it's not. And it's like, you finally get your ticket and you spend your 250 grand, and like the worst type of people also bought a ticket. Like, imagine the worst type of people and being stuck. Could you imagine being stuck in the submarine with like Baby Gronk's dad? Like, imagine being stuck in a tin can submarine miles and miles and miles under the surface, probably inevitably towards your death. And you're just stuck in there with somebody like Baby Gronk's dad.
Would you take her to prom someday?
Hey, no, say it again, bro. You gotta say, man. I already DM'd her and asked her, and she said yes. All right, come on, man. Say on the mic.
Hey, Baby Gronk, would you take Livy Dunn to prom, you think?
I already DM'd her and she said yes.
Damn. Damn. What kind of tuxedo you getting? OG James Bond style or what?
Yeah. Nah, hey, say it again, bro.
Hey, what kind of tuxedo you getting?
I'm gonna get a Gucci one. Ready?
Hey, what kind of tuxedo you getting?
I'm gonna get a Gucci one.
What are you gonna do, to...
And it's like, hey man, let me out now, because I'm about to freak out, okay? Listen, here's a thought. I just had an amazing thought. Oh, it's coming to me. Here it comes. Let's stop exploring the ocean, okay? Like I said in the beginning of the episode, we can't breathe down there. We don't belong there. Okay, the sharks and the alligators, they can breathe in the water. Let them be in the ocean and let them be there. We don't need to be there, okay? There's not a single thing that we need to see down there. What do you want to see down there? The ocean? You've seen it. The Titanic? We've got 3D renderings and videos from that one time James Cameron went down there with the machine thing and the claws and that video camera and that whole exploration. Just watch that, dude. Just get the VHS rental, pop the first one in, and boom, you see it. That's what it looked like. You can see what it looked like on the inside. You can watch the rest of the movie to see what it looked like in real life. It's not that fantastic. The freaking ship has claimed another set of lives. The Titanic will now go down in history as the longest running killer of mankind when it comes to like ship and machinery or whatever. Like, can you imagine, like the fact that back then it killed a bunch of people and now there's even more, to the point where just a mere 2 minutes after those people run out of oxygen, supposedly if they're still in there with the oxygen that they are breathing, about 2 minutes after they're done, there's going to be a UK, BBC, Channel 12, whatever documentary on the whole thing. We've already got an entire documentary spun up, and we're ready to air this thing tomorrow. As soon as the oxygen runs out, boom, BBC, UK, documentary, drop it. You know what I mean? There's not a single thing in the ocean that we need to see. Let's stop exploring the ocean. Let's leave some of the fish alone. We're probably making them extinct anyways, okay? We found all the delicious ones. We've got the salmons, the crabs, and the shrimps. Great. That's it. We don't need to discover 12 million more species of jellyfish. Knock it off, okay? I wasn't going to say it, and I wasn't going to bring this up either, but all I'm going to say is, look at the map. Listen, if you want to know, you ready for this shit? If you want to know what happened, we've got the inside scoop. We've got the exclusive. You've been waiting the whole episode for this. Here it goes. Ready? The Orcas sunk the sub. If you think for 1 second that it was not a coincidence that the day before that these people went in a submarine and then tried to attempt to go down to the bottom of the ocean and explore the Titanic for no reason at all, that a rare sighting of a pod of 4 or 5 orcas showed up off the coast of Nantucket, Massachusetts. You know what else is 300 miles off the coast of Nantucket, Massachusetts? The sinking of the Titanic. Like, I didn't know that either. That's the biggest news out of this whole thing. I thought we were like way out. We were like Jack and Rose one more time fucking away from being in the United States. If they would have turned just one notch that way, they would have met. I mean, talk about terrible, terrible luck. But these guys are right off the coast to the point where all I'm saying is the Orcas sent a pod off the coast of Massachusetts to sink the sub. Do your own research. You know what I mean? All I'm saying
Check this
is,
out. This is an impressive and
I
really
think this is
actually
probably
rare
what
sight off
happened.
the coast of Cape Cod. Those are orcas. So one was spotted hanging out with some dolphins as it came up to the surface. And then a few hours later, 4 more killer whales were spotted by scientists, as you can see from above. We have our Mary Marcos live outside the New England Aquarium, where she spoke to a scientist about this very unusual sighting. Mary.
JC, it's rare
Mary
to see
Marcos
even
is
one
sneaky
killer
sexy.
whale around here.
Mary
5
Marcos,
were seen swimming around
sneaky
the Cape
sexy.
over the weekend, and people who saw it are saying it's something they'll never forget. In over a
Dude, I'm
decade
telling
of
you,
research,
what are
New
we
England
talking
aquarium
about?
scientists have never seen killer whales around here until now.
I think we were just shocked, but really excited.
The aerial survey team spotting 4 orcas about 40 miles south of Nantucket Sunday, and there was another sighting just a few hours
There
earlier.
he goes.
I've never
Yep.
heard of anybody
There he
seeing
goes.
one off the tip of Cape Cod.
Pat Simon was tuna fishing.
I mean, hey guy, here's your answer. Here's your answer. Big Bertha sent a pod to Nantucket. She sent a pod to the West Coast too. There's a freaking pod out in California that's not supposed to be, but there they are. She sent a pod to the East Coast, she sent a pod to the West Coast, and sure enough, what else was happening on the West Coast on Sunday, Father's Day? The launch of the submarine, dude. Okay? Here's your suspect. I mean, what a better way to end the week. What a better way to end the week than a pod of freshly pissed off and fully capable orca whales to sink your billionaire yachts than, to ruin your Titanic exploration. Like, they're already slamming their heads into rudders of boats because they know that's how they disable them. And so, you heard it here first, dude. I'm telling you, the orcas are responsible, and it's kind of ridiculous that I got to keep bringing up the orcas in every freaking episode. This is week 3 now where we're talking about the killer whales, and I'm not sure how I feel about it because it's like, hey, am I the only one? What are we doing about it? Here's another idea. I just thought of it. This is genius. Hear me out, okay? I'm probably going to call Paul after this and discuss it, work it out in detail, maybe implement some things. But what if we start charging billionaires $350,000 for a private one-on-one excursion into the volcanoes of Hawaii? Hear me out. In the fee, all your transportation, okay, all the transportation is provided. We'll fly you to Hawaii, we'll put you in a hotel, and then we're going to pick you up, and then we're going to drive you, and we'll get you sushi, we'll get you a little something to eat, we'll take you, we'll drive you by, The Rock's house and wherever he lives and eats his stack of pancakes every morning, and, we'll show you that, and, we'll take you on the Jurassic Park tour, and, then we'll get to the volcanoes. Now, we won't be able to drive the Jeep that we're in, obviously, into the volcanoes. We'll have to get in our state-of-the-art, transportation device that's going to be made out of rollerblades, metal roofing material, and fake bamboo walls. And we'll control the entire vehicle using my son's baby monitor because all we need to do is hit up, down, left, right, center to start and stop it. It's a very simple control system. We just rewired the whole thing, and it works actually quite nicely. So, like I said, that $350,000 fee will be, of course, going towards everything and anything that's included. And of course, the people of Hawaii, they hate it when a bunch of tourists and rich pricks come to, so we'll give half of the fee to obviously back to the state. We'll donate a bunch of that money back to them and flourish their economy a little bit. And so then we'll keep the rest for ourselves. And then the tour on our makeshift, rollerblade mechanical device that we're calling a vehicle. The vehicle we put you in, as soon as the tour's over, it goes up. So you're exploring the volcanoes, and then you go up one, and then it drops you directly into the volcano of Hawaii. There, I'm not sure what the names of them are over there. I think one's erupting right now, so we should probably get on it. I think we should get on it. So after we take you on the Jurassic Park tour, we'll get you a sushi lunch. It's fresh, it's delicious, it's cooked right there, caught right on the island. They chop it up in front of you. And then we'll drop the billionaires into the volcanoes. I think we could probably start the price at $350. I think we start the price at $350 and we see what the outcome is. Because, these guys, they'll do anything because they're bored. They're bored. They have $1 billion. They have the gym. They have the pools. They have the wives. They have the kids. They have the houses. They have the cars. They have everything. What else are they going to do? What else are they possibly going to do on a Sunday evening, a Father's Day, where they have had countless hot dogs and cookouts and hamburgers and the aprons with the name and the custom grilling utensils and the $1,000 grill island and the Blackstone last year, and they have everything they could possibly ever get for Father's Day until, Ocean Gate came along and said, hey, get your father the ultimate gift this year, a ticket to the Ocean Gate Titanic exploration. So hopefully we're going to check here in a few moments where the GoFundMe sits, but our goal, as I said at the beginning of the episode, is $10 million. And then we'll distribute that equally to the families to help pay for funeral costs. Because listen, here's the bottom line. The submarine has 7 redundant ways to get back to the surface. And if they lost power, if the submarine lost power, they still have about 3 or 4 of those ways to get back to the surface. Meaning one of 2 things either had to happen. They either got stuck on like a net, or they got stuck on, like they made it to the Titanic and something fell on them. They accidentally went inside of it and now it's stuck and they can't get out, or they're stuck somewhere to the point where even any of those 7 fail-safes to get them back to the surface are all not working. And in that case, they have about 12 hours left worth of air. And if that is not the case, the only other outcome is that there was unfortunately at some point, at some depth, a mechanical malfunction, most likely probably a leak. And if that was the case, even at like 2 miles down, let alone the like 300 or however many freaking miles it takes to get to the Titanic down that this thing was supposed to go, I think it's even further than that. I don't know. The pressure's immense. If there was a leak or a crack or something, they would have all, unfortunately, kind of perished pretty instantly. So it's unfortunate, but again, wadpod.com/GoFundMe. Ladies and gentlemen, for the back half of this bonus episode, please enjoy this conversation. It is unfortunately audio only with me and my best friend, Paul. We talk about aliens, religion, and where babies come from. All the best topics, all under one roof. It was just a great, quick, fun little conversation that I recorded that we had the other day that I don't think he'll mind us putting out. And speaking of Paul, I believe today for Friday's episode, make sure to check out the High Cheese podcast, where I will be guest co-hosting, I believe, alongside Paul. Maybe not for the whole thing, maybe for a segment. I'm not sure. But there's definitely something coming. So check out the High Cheese podcast if you haven't done so already on iTunes, Spotify. All the links, I'm sure, are down below, or just, Google it. Check out the High Cheese podcast. I'll be over there with my buddy Paul this week. I believe that episode's dropping on Friday. So check that out, and please enjoy this conversation. I love talking to anyone and everyone about aliens. Honestly, our buddy Zach, who lives out west, I'm probably going to have him on, and he's going to break down like the entire document, government, JFK, leak, RFK, whoever this guy is. RFK, did I say JFK, RFK? I don't know his name. The whole thing, I don't understand it, but other people do, so we're working on getting them on this podcast. So check out this conversation between me and a good friend of mine, my buddy Paul, on the call. That's the stupidest thing I've ever heard. What do you mean if China makes it? China already has it. Like isn't the whole like the whistleblower thing that's happening now? It's like our government has ships, our government has bodies, so do other governments. They're here. We know.
Yeah,
about
I think
them.
that's what it is. Yeah.
And so we just don't. We don't care anymore? Is that what's happening? Are we just accepting it? Like it's. I don't. I mean, have I ever asked you what your take? What's your take on the aliens? Have I ever asked you?
There are definitely life forms beyond this planet. There's no way. It's insane. And I do think we've already been visited, probably.
Okay. Do you think it's us? Like, are we like? Is it like? Like whatever those life forms are on other planets? At some point in time, they just like there were two dudes they didn't like. They dropped us off here, and then boom, now we have a population.
That's Adam and Eve.
Right, but I mean, not like God didn't like it wasn't just an almighty.
Adam and Eve were real people. They were just the first people here from another planet.
Right.
That's the thing I've tossed around before.
Well, and Megs hates the conversation because she always asks. She won't accept your end answer. That's the kind of argument that Megs gets into when it comes to like life and aliens and religion and all that. Like her bottom line is like, she's like, well, how did that happen? Like if the bottom line is like, you know, aliens came from another planet and put two people here and now we have Earth and the human population as we know it. Her question is, where did those aliens come from? Like
another planet.
And then you have to answer, well, where'd that planet come from?
Interesting. Wait, does Megs like what does Megs still believe that like there's a God that created us?
Oh boy, it would be, I'll have you talk to her about this at some point in time, but she doesn't, her bottom line answer is, I don't know. I don't believe anything. Because at the end of the day, if the bottom line answer is God created Adam and Eve and thus society, then what is or who is God and where did he come from? What is it? Okay. Like, and if you're telling me it was just it's an energy and so I tried to then explain to her, well, probably maybe sort of understanding of it all is, I think potentially, I don't know. I think the stoned ape theory is quite compelling, but also who knows? But other than that, I tried to explain to her like the organism and like what happens to like, you know, over millions of years where we were at a human brain like 1,000 years ago, let alone 1,000,000 years ago, let alone, I don't know. It could potentially have been just like a slug and now we're humans. I don't know. Maybe.
Yeah.
But like,
I'm always open to like, this is what I usually answer. I'm open to the idea that there is like a deity type thing.
Yeah.
I think there's enough data. This is one of my hot takes. There's enough data across history that there is probably some sort of thing that happened, because every single creation story from like every major religion is like a copy of the same story, actually.
Right.
Like before Christianity had Jesus, there was the Zoroastrian religion, which basically had the exact same story of like God splitting himself into two and having to like come to Earth and like sacrifice himself to like defeat evil.
Mm-hmm.
That story existed. That story also exists in ancient Buddhism.
Okay.
So like, there's like something that happened. I don't know who's right. Actually, there's a chance too, and this is like the universalist opinion of like everybody's probably a little bit right.
And so, I mean, I've probably just as much as you have watched, you know, the deep dives and the interviews and the videos and the whatever and the explanations too of like, I think we're continuing like every day to discover new things about the pyramids, but like those are still a fucking
they're still a mystery.
Like they're not like now. I think we're like they're the most recent, and I mean this could all be bullshit, but like from what I've listened to and have researched on, the most current theories are like they weren't supposed to be tombs at all. Because like they found like the one room that like the kingest of all kings would be in, and it was just like this little tiny, not a king's room at all. And so it's probably, and like what they're predicting is like it was like the earliest form of like a power source, like potentially like a battery. I don't know.
Yeah.
And like,
yeah, I love history. I love science. I also think I'm probably at the end of the day, like I still have like a little like, and it's hard to parse this because of growing up super Christian. Like there's like a bedrock of belief that like no matter what, I still have like, well, maybe that's true. But I think that's also like there's like a little bit of mysticism in the way I think about the world.
Yeah.
Where I'm like, I'm really rational and logical, but also I'm like, there's stuff I can't explain. And for me, it's like, I don't actually need to figure this out. That's usually where I land.
Ooh, that's such a good mentality to try to have. Like,
it's
I'm
like,
not going to figure it out. I don't need to figure it out.
Yeah, I mean, I'm just going to keep enjoying stuff and being amazed.
And it's like now we can and like, why is it, my understanding is too, like every story of like, even like Santa Claus and like the whole Bible is just driven by mushrooms. Like,
there's an operational theory about the Book of Revelation, particularly, which is the one that's often cited for like the end times and how the world's going to end and the Antichrist and the rapture and all the tribulation times, where the Isle of Patmos, where John was in prison, which is where he wrote the Book of Revelation. There are like 4 different psychedelic plants that grow on that island.
Love it.
And if you read the Book of Revelation, it reads like a psychedelic trip of like, I then looked up in the sky and saw a monster breathing fire out of both sides of its mouth, and it was consuming. Then we dropped in the lake of fire, and it's like, bro,
that's in the Bible.
Do less mushroom. Yeah, it's in the Bible.
Those words are in the Bible.
Dude. Look up the Book of Revelation someday.
Bro,
and have
it's a fucking acid trip. Kill yourself. Why is there a religion? What are we talking about?
It's insane. The Book of Revelation is insane. And yeah, my dad, this is like the kind of stuff, because my dad's like a historian. A lot of my belief systems, my dad's like pretty smart.
Yeah.
He also like kind of blindly accepts certain things, which is always interesting.
Strange. Okay. Yeah.
But he was like, oh, well, doesn't that kind of sound like a fighter jet that breathes fire out of both sides? I'm like,
fighter jet?
Yeah. Yeah. Like the idea that like the dragon
1492? What are we talking about?
Well, he's like, it was a vision of the future from God of a fighter jet. That's like my dad's like.
Oh, that's how a Christian rationalizes.
Yes, he'll be like, oh well, if it's a vision, but it's like of something we have. It's not a monster. It's a fighter jet. They just didn't have words for it then, so they called it a dragon that spit fire out of both sides.
But a vision is theoretically magic, which is equal to the devil, so it's a sin. So why are we accepting it as?
Dude, there are witches in the Bible. You know that, right?
Yeah, there's like you can't eat shrimp. There was like a story about 2 chicks drugging their father to like rape him or something. I don't know.
Yeah, dude, the Bible is insane. It's insane. It's so funny that it's like the good book, and it's like there's many stories where like incest was normal. Yeah. And like
right. We just don't recognize those parts. We don't really talk about those parts. But I mean, good Lord. I mean, hey, dude, hey. If I have to hear the friggin' 1 Corinthians one more time.
Oh, you've probably heard that so many
times. I've heard it 9,000
Love is patient. Love is kind. It does
I've heard every iteration. I've heard every version. I've heard every millennial change it. I've heard every chat GPT make it sound funny version. It's the most horrendous. I swear to God. I'll start out because you'll be at my wedding, I'm sure. There will be a 1 Corinthians reading, and then whoever's reading it will get punched in the face, and then we'll bring in a new officiant, and then that'll be a whole bit for our ceremony.
I love that idea. That idea.
It's probably it'll probably be Scott. I'll probably hire Scott to be my officiant, give him 1 Corinthians to read, and then have someone come in, kick his ass, take him out, and then like Elvis will come in to marry us.
Oh my God, Elvis! Hell yeah!
I like it.
Yeah, love is patient. Love is kind. It
does not envy. Does not boast.
I've also heard, because so the church I grew up at, the pastor, like, it's a weird place, and so there's a lot of people at that church who they're on like their second marriage, and
we just accept it. We just accept it.
Just this is what it is. We're all on our second marriage, and so the pastor has this whole thing I've heard so many times where he does the Book of Ruth. and like relates it to like second chances. And I've heard that same thing like a billion times. And I'm like, get a new story.
It's like, and then that's the other thing. It's like there's so many neglected like the Book of Ruth. Like who the fuck is Ruth? Like no one gives a shit about Ruth. No one's ever mentioned Ruth. When it comes to the story of Jesus and Ruth didn't get her own holiday. Why isn't there a Ruth Day? You know, we've got Christmas and Thanksgiving and Easter and everyone else's fucking holiday.
If any story is underrated in the Bible, it's the story of Esther.
Esther. Oh, Esther sounds hot. Was she hot?
Esther is hot. Esther's hot in the story.
Oh shit!
Esther's whole move is
the Bible.
Esther is when Babylon was imprisoning all of Israel.
Ooh.
And Esther's move was she seduced the king, married him, and then got him to let her uncle off the hook for like she's great. Esther's a great
I'm
story.
looking at a I don't know, I
an
guess
artist rendering of Esther.
A YouTuber did a video and Esther's looking like a little mix of like an Egyptian goddess and like Zendaya.
Yes, perfectly. That's how I picture Esther in my head and how she's described.
I'm sending you the pic right now.
You Discorded me this boy?
Yeah. It's so good. Dude, Esther, that's hot. I'll read the book of Esther.
Yeah, Esther's a great story.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's exactly how I picture Esther.
Hell yeah.
There you go.
Yeah, fuck the shit out of Esther. You know what I mean? That's fine. But like all the other chicks, and like, listen, can we just admit right now that like this whole, I don't know, I got pregnant, I'm a virgin, I don't know. Like, let's be honest. Mary was out slutting it up. She was out slutting it up. She was slutting it up and she didn't want to be stoned in the streets because one of her friends got caught. One of her friends got caught sucking a dick and they fucking stoned her down the street. It's terrible.
There's a movie called Saved.
Yeah.
It's a parody movie that Macaulay Culkin is in, actually.
I love it.
As well as Mandy Moore.
I love it.
It's a movie from like the early 2000s. It's like a parody of
a good Mandy Moore movie. Yep.
It's a parody of like Christian culture from the 2000s, and the main character, her name is Mary.
Yep.
And she gets pregnant by her gay boyfriend, which is hilarious.
Oh no!
And in the dialogue, like it's before she's told everyone she's pregnant. She's like worried because she's pregnant and she grew up in a super conservative household.
Right.
And so she's she's like, has anyone ever considered that Mary just made it up because she didn't want to get in trouble?
Yeah, it's like
exactly what happened.
Course.
It's definitely what happened. That's what went down. Like, there's no way that's not what went down.
I guarantee you, society hasn't changed that much since the time. We're all humans. I guarantee you, there was a fucking rumor from 2 towns over that a crow brought in that was like, yo, this chick got caught sucking that dude's dick behind the stone the other day. And like now they fucking took her out back. They whipped her 18 times because that's how many dicks she sucked. Then they threw fucking stones at her and now she's dead. And so Mary was like, fuck, I've been sucking John's dick on the fucking low. And so now she's like all worried about it. And so she's like, bam, I'll make some shit up. It's like the invention of the lie. You ever see that movie with like Ricky Gervais? Yes. The invention of the lie?
Yes.
It essentially was it. That's what it's based on, Mary's story.
Here's a funny thing that I have as a thought, because I remember somebody said this during Game of Thrones time.
Ooh.
So did oral sex get invented in like the 80s? Because were people going down on dirty people? Was that happening? Or were people in caves going down on each other when they haven't bathed in months? What was going on? You know? What was going on there?
No, I would say, well, I mean...
Or they just didn't know any better and it was like, oh, this is still fun.
But like they were like, no, I don't think so. I think I'm sure it was... That's a good question. Yeah. When's the first blowjob? I bet Alex Cooper would know.
Yeah.
That's the first,
because that happens in Game of Thrones, and it's like, really?
Right. Like that man hasn't taken a shower and has been wearing fucking armor for a week. Yeah. Well, we know they created the foot fetish, right? Theoretically. So, I mean,
Good question. It's
Yeah.
a good question.
If only, if only Jamie and Cersei had oral sex instead, they could have just saved themselves a lot of trouble. But I guess the reason for them fucking to begin with was so that they just stay in power, right? No, that's silly. They wouldn't have. Never mind. That's interesting to think about. Fucking cavemen, dude. Have you seen? There's this guy on on TikTok who makes fun of podcasters. And so it's like the caption is like every time it's like every guy with a podcast. And he starts out with, hey, let me tell you something. I'm going to blow your mind right now. And then he takes his glasses off and then he says, Chris is getting up. I've been talking to Chris all week. And he like looks off the camera as if he has a producer or whatever, you know. And
Oh
he's
my
like,
God. That's
and he
so
goes,
awesome.
and he goes, Chris has heard this 1,000 times, but imagine this. Why don't we find dinosaur bones in major cities? All of the archaeological digs are in like the desert or in the places where there's no buildings. Why are there no dinosaur bones in like Los Angeles and New York City? Think about it. Because humans were around when dinosaurs were. Okay, this is crazy. And then he like takes off the second pair of glasses that he's wearing. And it's like, but like he has good fucking points sometimes. Like it's a bit. Yeah. But like his points are like, well, wait a fucking minute. Why aren't there dinosaur bones in New York City? And it's like, there should be, but like there's not. Maybe.
Yeah, it's a great question.
It's a great
I feel
question.
Like
but listen, here's the other point, because this is the part that I left out. We have the subway system. So at some point in time, we had to dig underground in New York City. Did we find dinosaur bones there?
I mean, I feel like I remember there being a story about this, but I don't remember what it was.
Well, right. And then
but
this
just raises, and I'm going to go soon because my head's starting to feel like a balloon. But have you ever looked into like how there's like so many subway terminals that are like no longer active and they're just like catacombs under the city now?
I saw a TikTok about this.
Yeah, it's
people
crazy.
That explore the abandoned subway tunnels because, well, no, it's is it New? I think what's worse? Is it New York or London? I think
they both have like endless tunnels
because they
under
couldn't with the new technology. They just built on top of and in and out of the old systems. So like it's just there's shit down there. Like they said, the one TikTok I watched, they found like a Subway, like a restaurant, the fucking Subway, like they got a foot long. Like they found a Subway, an abandoned Starbucks down there because that's just what was in the station when it was operational, and they closed it and never went back. And now it's
New York even has like legitimately, because it's such a complex underground. Firstly, they do tours of abandoned tunnels.
Whoa, I want to go.
So you can sign up for that. I definitely would be down with that.
Let's go do
And then the other thing they do is there's like an underground scene where like clubs will open, like dance clubs will open because they're like, oh
wow, like they'll do like the whole invite only. You get the invite 30 minutes before the door opens, New York Underground thing. So by the time the cops find out and show up, we're already out of there. Correct. Oh, I want to go. That's so cool. It's so
like a whole culture. And like, I think it's so crazy that like, that's just like our major metropolitan city that has like, obviously New York itself above ground, you could live there for fucking 50 years and still find new stuff because it's huge.
Right.
But then there's a whole
you discover the fact that there's a whole city under the fucking city.
Yeah. Isn't that so crazy?
Oof, dude. That's something I'd love to. Let's figure how we can do that.
Yeah, there's a book I read last year that like in the book they talked about like a club called the Third Rail that was in like an old abandoned subway station.
Right.
So of course I was like, is this just made up for the book? And then when I read it, no, this is not made up for the book. This is a real fucking thing that like this exists in real life. And I was like, holy shit, that's even cooler. Like this is a whole culture that exists.
Dude, it's
underground.
That's the coolest thing. I'll leave you with this. This guy I watch on YouTube. His name's Chris James, and he's smaller. I think he's got like 200,000. So he reviews like early 2000s reality TV shows and just how ridiculous they are. And his biggest video last year, he did Mind Freak by Chris Angel, which is how I obviously found him.
Yeah. Yep.
And I didn't know this, so it's news to me, and I have a lot of research to do now and a whole new bit to write. because in 2016, Chris Angel released a new show called Tricked, which was basically just like Mind Freak, but like Chris Angel's on cocaine now, like behind the scenes. And so like he did like a second video for his channel, and because like he's blowing up now and he's got a few more subscribers, not only did he review the episode, dude, this episode, I'll send you a link to it so you can watch it, but like the tricks that Chris Angel did, I mean, I'll just explain them real quick. One, he took some lady had like a fish tattoo. He literally sucked on her arm. He like sucked on her arm and then pulled her arm away. The tattoo was gone, and then he spit a goldfish into a glass of water.
What
and then
the
like
hell?
and it was just like, okay, so we're supposed to believe you just like sucked on a lady's arm in the middle of public. And then he did the thing, you know, where he pulls people apart. He did that, but he did it at like, you know, I don't know, like somewhere at a park or wherever, I don't know, in a building. But like he literally, the lady he was doing it on, not only did he reach into her stomach and like pull out, I don't know, an organ or something, he then like pulled her apart to the point where we're watching her like internal intestines like are now on the table. And like he pulled this lady apart in front of people, and we're supposed to believe that. And then and the rest of it was just like stupid shit, like over the top, like, oh, he's cutting someone's arm off and that's going to be the one to pick the card out or something. And it's just like insane shit. It's literally Chris Angel was on cocaine and made a new magic show. And I'm so excited to watch it. So I'll send you Chris's video. I'm desperately trying to get him on the pod. I'm talking to Little Buddy again from TikTok or Instagram. The Sebastian guy.
Oh, yeah.
Why is his name escaping me? I want him on the podcast so bad. Michael Curry. He just got signed to like a new talent agency. So I saw that news and I was like, bro, what up? Get you on the pod. And he's like, dude, I'm still so interested. Like, we'll make it happen. So hopefully I have him on too. I need I'm getting some guests. I need you on officially.
Yes.
Officially.
I was on officially for the high cheese one.
That's true. Yeah. Well, no, but I want like I need a you in studio where we just go for 3 hours. Official episode.
Talk about stuff. It's not for me, but I'm sure that I have no problem with people. Yeah, that's what they're into.
Yeah, and
I just think it's really so MILF manners for people like.
Well, kind of. The issue is, Paul, and what you'll find out if inevitably we ever record that segment with our friend is that, and the reason I probably stopped watching past episode 1 is that the MILFs on the show, they're just like, at most, 6 out of 10 on a good day, if the light hits you right, kind of thing. Like maybe after a few drinks. But like they weren't the most attractive women. Like it's just there was maybe 1 or 2 that I would have potentially pursued if I was on the show, but other than that, it would have been a hard time for me. Like it, you know, like it.
I imagine it's a pretty hard casting call to get a family because you got to get the son and the mom who both wanted to be on this show too.
But that's the issue, though. They only had half that challenge because all they had to do was find a mom and a son who were both looking for love. They didn't tell them what they were doing. Like it was a surprise. Episode 1, they didn't know what they were doing going into this. The older women were there to find love, and their sons were there to find love. They told the boys they were going on to one island, and they told the girls they were going to the West Island, and then it was going to be 2 separate TLC shows. And then when they showed up, and they were like, "Are you ready to see the girls?" And all the girls were like, "We're ready to see the guys who we're going to be dating." And they opened the door, and it's their sons. And it's their sons. And then, you know, it cuts to all the interviews like, what? This is weird. I'm dating my mom? And it's like, what? And all the moms are like, oh, is this a joke? And then they're like, no, you have to date your son and all of his friends. And like,
what a awful idea.
The challenges, like and then out immediately after that, they jump right into their first challenge. And whichever mom, all the moms get blindfolded, and then all of the sons have to stand in a row shirtless, and the moms are blindfolded, and whichever mom can feel up the body and recognize the body of her son first, get the quickest, gets the best. There's 2 really good rooms in the house with a jacuzzi in it, and the 2 moms that feel up and find their son quickest gets the 2 best rooms. So that's how they decided which rooms to go in, and that's
what a
where...
horrific idea for a TV show.
But bro, okay, but no, wait a minute. Okay, what do you find more horrific? That, or what then you are to watch immediately after on TLC when MILF Manor is over, Brother, Sister, Husband, which is a bunch of wives. Imagine Brittany coming home from the salon today and saying, hey, this is James. He lives with us now. He's my second husband. I'm going to sleep with you and him. But you guys don't have to fuck. It's just for me. So it's a bunch of wives finding a new boyfriend to bring into their already relationship with their husbands. And so
maybe
we're supposed to just, and it's just a bunch of shots. It's literally the promo trailer is just these women making out with men and their husband on the other side of the room watching, going like this. Obviously, you can't see my face, but it's fine. It's like
it's just a show like, about getting cucked.
It's yes, but no. Well, episode 1 is, but then the rest of the season is their journey to accepting it, the emotional overcome of bringing a new man into the relationship, and then them working through it together and becoming one happy throuple. Listen, I found one of our colleagues. I found out the other day is doing the same thing. He's dating he's fucking dating a girl and lives with his girlfriend.
I forgot about this.
Who has a husband.
That's
and
crazy.
You would never know. You would never fucking know. And good dude. Good for him. Like, who gives it? Like, no fucking strings attached for him. When he's done, he's out. Go find another fucking couple. Who gives a shit? I love it. I wish I could do that. But like, damn, dude. And so we're just supposed to watch this fucking show about these fucking power-hungry women who are like, hey, man, if you got your dick inside another fucking bitch's mouth, it's game over. I'm cutting that motherfucker off. That dick is getting displayed on my bookshelf, bitch. If you touch another woman, it's game over for you, bro. But also, there's something we need to talk about.
Yeah.
Meet James. And it's like, man. wait a minute. So can I suck his dick? Like, what's the stipulations here? Like, you're allowed to do it, but I can't. Okay. And so we just go along with it because we're getting $10,000 per episode. And that's enough to get rid of our debt. And it's like, what are we doing? I think you and Brittany, you need to sit down and you need to have a Friday night reality TV show. Like Megs and I on Friday nights, we watch Ramsey. We watch 2 new Ramsey shows every week because that's what's in rotation. And so I think you and Brittany need to start with MILF Manor and then watch Sister, Brother, Husband, Wives on TLC. And
that I can guarantee you that I will never watch that. I can guarantee that one. MILF Manor, I could see myself watching an episode anthropologically more like curious.
Okay.
The second one, no chance.
Hear me out. What if, and you know me, I'll commit to the fucking bit in its fullest. What if, here's what I'm going to do. During our Chicken Run 2, The Legend of the Chicken Nugget premiere at your house, that's definitely happening. I'm going to take the film, I'm going to moderate it, and 5 minutes in, it's going to cut out and buffer, and then it's going to immediately load episode 1 of TLC's Sister, Brothers, Husbands, Wives, and then we're just going to have to watch it, because that's all we're going to have.
That's how it works.
I'll cut off the wife. I'll literally cut the cable to your internet modem, and we'll just have to watch that, which is locally downloaded on my laptop. So.
Yeah, you just have it like on a disc.
Yeah, right. Yeah. And by the time you realize it, like the movie starts, you're all watching it, and in that 5 minutes, it's just me destroying your MacBook Pros and all of your iPhones in the driveway. And it's like, nope, no technology. We have to watch it now.
Too bad. Levi got rid of all the tech. Oh,
Right.
no.
Levi just destroyed all the tech in the house, so now we have to watch this. Oh my God. I love it. I think it's a great idea. I think everyone's going to be excited. Liz is invited, and everyone else in the friend group can come.
What about Baby Gronk?
Baby Gronk is invited. You know what? I want our friend Liz to rizz up Baby Gronk like Liv did in that video, because, I mean, she hugged him. Dude, did you see I'm sorry, I'm going to let you go. But did you see the behind the scenes of the podcast? Did I send you that?
Where
his dad is just coaching him like, no, ask the question. Dude, if I was those podcast hosts, bro, first of all, I hope they're the ones who drop that footage, because like it's the weirdest fucking shit. And second of all, like Child Protective Services should be called. Like, don't fucking...
Yeah, that's that's actually like borderline child abuse.
It's like mental abuse, right? Like, he's mentally abusing Baby Gronk for his own financial gain. Like, you're telling me dad's not spending money on the chains around his neck using the money he got from the Live collab at LSU? Like, come on, bro. It's a little weird. It's a little weird that, like, they're asking him, like, yo, Baby Gronk, you want to take Liv to the prom? And he's like, yeah, I'll take her to the prom. That'd be cool.
He's like 9 years old.
And, like, right. And then his dad's like, nah. Say this. Here's what you got to do. Ask it again. Say this. And then he's like, that bitch slid in my DMs last night. Yeah, I'll fuck the shit out of Lil Liv. And, like, that's Baby Gronk's response. Like, what the fuck? Like, you weirdo like, father. Like, hey, I get it. I can't wait to put my son in front of this fucking camera and microphone. But like, if he's not having it, or if he's giving me whatever fucking answer he wants, like, I'm not gonna fucking like be like, nah, bro, like, hey, say this, don't say that. Like, what? That's weird, dude. That's so weird. Because now that that's out, everything else just makes it seem a little bit kind of like we shouldn't be doing the Baby Gronk stuff.
Yeah, I would say we definitely shouldn't be. I think that we should probably be putting his dad in prison.
Right. And like, where's the mom? Like, where's mom at on all that?
Yeah, where's Mama Gronk?
Yeah, that's what we need. Hey, you know what we need besides a Peppa the Pig podcast? We need a Mama Gronk podcast. I think we need a Gronk family vlog YouTube channel, and we need a Gronk Jr. family podcast. Because listen, Spotify's got money now. Meghan Markle, she's out. They canceled it. It doesn't matter how royalty rich you are, your shit's gonna get canceled if you don't even produce one episode. So she's
Turns out that you do have to still do something.
Peppa the Pig's in, and I think we're gonna get a Baby Gronk podcast coming soon.
I'm all about that.
I'm trying to get Peppa the Pig on this podcast. I mean,
do you think you could get Baby Gronk on your podcast?
I would love it. I'd feed into every single thing his father says on the call, and then release the episode with none of it and all of the answers the child actually gave me.
Amazing.
You know what I mean? Like, and then as soon as I get the email or text message that says, hey, we didn't approve this to go out, I'm going to say, oh, it's my podcast. Like, what are we talking about? Like, I'm sorry. You need to go complain to the overlord of my podcast. The guys at Spotify or iHeartMedia. Listen, I'm sorry. Go talk to the people at Wondery, because they're the ones who control my podcast. Get the fuck away from me. Yeah, that's why I wish I wanted. You know what? I'm going to reach out. I'm going to see if they'll do an interview. But honestly,
rizzed up Baby Gronk?
Dude, Livy rizzing up Baby Gronk was probably one of the highlights of 2023. If it is not in everyone's 2023 wrapped videos at the end of this year, like Livy rizzing up Baby Gronk, I'm rioting. Like, you know what I mean?
It'll probably be there. It's gonna make it's too absurd for it not to be there.
Dude, I love it. I love that. I also love that Andrew Tate's trying to come back and no one is allowing him to. It's just
it turns out that like sexually abusing women
Oh,
people get tired of that.
He's now podcasting again. Like he just did like a
great.
4-hour podcast with whoever leftist, rightist, wingist political guy, whatever that podcast is that he always does.
What?
And it's just like, it's 4 hours of him saying, oh, the BBC, but the CEO of BBC has fucking child porn on his computer and he doesn't get arrested, but I do. And it's like, well, okay, but you know, sorry. It's like, and he's still tweeting. Like he just tweeted something this morning, like, hear a noise at the door, pick up the gun. Doorbell rings, pick up the gun. Hear the wind blow, pick up the gun. See somebody out the window, pick up the gun. If someone knocks at the door, pick up the gun. And I'm just like, I'm trying to make that a bit into like, you know, like your mom comes to your house, pick up the gun. Like your dog needs to take a shit, pick up the fucking gun and shoot him. Like, what are we talking about? Like, you're so fucking weird, dude. He's so weird.
I thought, wait, why are we on guns now? What about machetes?
And machete. Yeah, right. I got a machete by the bed, and if a bitch tries to fucking play me, I'll fucking get the machete and I'll chop her fucking head off. Like,
the way he talks is also so fucking weird.
It's so strange, dude. He's so strange, but he's humbled now. Listen.
Oh yeah.
It's like he can't come back. He's the crazy guy now. He's literally the crazy. And like, it doesn't help the fact that like 6 more people came forward. Oh, and did you hear this shit? Before, the charges were the Tate brothers are human trafficking. And that in itself is a bad thing for them. But now the charges have changed. And it's Tristan Tate, human trafficking, Andrew Tate, human trafficking. So they're now both getting charged separately for these charges. So A, they're getting torn a new asshole. B, good luck on house arrest, because I'm sure they're going to throw you in some form of a room very, very soon. And C, like, you can't fucking, when things are progressing in your case that aren't going your way, you can't get on a fucking 4-hour podcast and fucking be like, well, they framed me, they have no evidence, they have no witnesses, they have no this, they have no that, the owner's a pedophile,
idiot,
and fucking, it's just like...
It's a type of guy, he's the type of guy, just like our friend Donald Trump, who they genuinely believe that nothing bad will ever happen to them.
Right.
And so they just say stupid shit. Dude. And it's reached like, and it's just reached such a like fever pitch of just like,
right.
They just keep doing, they're going to keep doing their thing. And no matter what happens, they're going to keep doing it.
I did everything right and they indicted me. It's like, hey man, listen, hey bro, Trump, listen, I would love nothing more than to pay my way to fly to Mar-a-Lago just to eat cheeseburgers and chicken wings and to watch you DJ till 11 o'clock at night with a fucking Bluetooth speaker in your Spotify playlist. I would love nothing more than to join
like
you
the Village
and
people
hype you up and fucking be your best Donald Trump supporter friend. I want that invite so bad. But man, you can't really listen. You can't take the papers that say what really happened to the JFK and the aliens and Area 50. You can't keep that in the bathroom. You just, honestly, if I had to give you one piece of advice, let's maybe take the boxes and not put them in the bathroom. And hey, if your Saudi friends come over, just maybe lock the door. Other than that, you're doing great. You're doing great, and you got my vote. 2024 Trump all the way, baby. China, Taiwan, who? You know what I mean?
Can you use the picture I just sent you as somehow part of your episode today?
GPT's for Trump.
It's one of my favorite pictures that exists from his last time
Is
around.
It real?
It's so funny. Oh, it's real. Yeah, it's real.
Someone made this flag, which is clearly a gay flag with a Sharpie written on it. And it's him on the stage presenting the flag. Yeah. Oh, I'm 100%. This just made it. Welcome to episode 94. I'm so ready. It's like, I'm a little, listen, here's what's going to happen. I'm going to say it in the episode, but like, they're going to slap this motherfucker on the wrist with like a $300 million fine. He'll pay $3 million cash, make it go away, have to do community service. And like, we'll never talk about it again. They'll get their boxes back. He's not going to jail. Like, do you honestly think they're sending Donald Trump to jail?
No, there's no way. And if they did, he'd go on house arrest.
And then
He's
every
doing
fucking
exactly what he's doing now.
Right, exactly. Right. Live streaming from Mar-a-Lago. I did everything right, and they still put a bracelet anklet. They put an ankle monitor on me, and I gotta wear it around, and I'm doing everything right. Party in my house next weekend. DJ Trump's spinning records again. And you'll never guess who we've got catering. Papa John's, baby. Papa John's in the house. John Shatner, that's right. Best pizza. Hands down. No one does pizza like Papa John's. Okay? No one
Papa John is definitely a Trump supporter, right? He's like super racist and stuff. Yeah.
He has to be. If he's not, I swear to God, he has to be.
Do you remember when he got outed for saying the N-word and then he said that the pizza wasn't the same because he ordered like 40 pizzas in 30 days from his own
it was
old shop?
Hands down the best moment in podcasting history. If no one had a topic that week, it was on a silver platter because it was nothing but sweaty, greasy, John Shatner, whatever, Papa John, who, by the way, at the time was no longer a part of the company, and he still has a fucking chef jacket with Papa John embroidered right on the side, the whole interview, and he's just sitting there dripping fucking sweaty, cheesy pepperoni grease.
Yeah, well,
because he ordered 40
pizzas
fucking pizzas in 30. I ate 30 pizzas in 27 days. Now listen, I get it. At the same time, Megs and I were on our 17th night of dinner at Texas Roadhouse. There was a stint, and this is real. It made sense. We got our order down to like $30, Paul. It cost me $80 to buy shit for fucking spaghetti at the grocery store. So we went to Texas Roadhouse for fucking 17 days straight for dinner because we were on a kick and it was cost effective. And, I get it. But the quality of those pizzas went down. Like, can you imagine the person at the fucking Nebraska Papa John's who got the 30th order delivered to Shatner? And they're like, oh my God, it's him again. He's ordered a 30th pizza. He's like, well, try to make it better than the last one. They started fucking him up on purpose. I guarantee it. I guarantee they caught on. And they started fucking him up on purpose. And then he's calling out the new like Ben Shapiro and Charles should be thrown in jail for what they did. And they're like, didn't they let you go from the company because you used a racial slur on a conference call where like African Americans were present? Yes, but they should still be in jail because they're not making the pizzas right. And the standards of Papa John's have gone down. I've consumed 40 pizzas in the last 30 days. And then, to top it all off, the whipped cream and cherry on top of the sundae, to clear his name after that viral moment, Papa John goes on the H3H3 podcast to clarify to all of us that he didn't actually consume all 40 of those pizzas every time. And that a lot of the times he maybe only took a bite, a slice, here and there, and that he didn't actually eat 30 pizzas in 40 days. Like, the H3 podcast, to clear your name, is the most 2021, 2022 controversy I've ever heard. It's
incredible.
It's
incredible.
We've got none other than Papa John himself on the podcast today. But I mean, hey, listen, I'd fucking do it. I'm a slut for a guest. I'd take Papa John on my podcast any day.
I would love if you had Papa John.
I would shit my pants. I almost shit my pants when fucking Ken Cage came on. I was like, this man just repoed a fucking racehorse. Like, his buddy just flew a fucking skydiving plane into no man's land because they, why not? Because they could. Like,
awesome.
It's so cool.
Awesome.
Ladies and gentlemen, thank you so much for listening to another episode of the What Are We Doing podcast. My name's Levi McCurdy. Thank you so much for rocking with me during this episode 95 bonus emergency broadcast, whatever you want to call it. I just honestly just needed to get one more episode in, so episode 100 could be when we're in the DR. Sorry, I'm just being honest. It's the way my brain works. But hopefully you enjoyed this midweek episode. There should be a Friday episode dropping as well. If not, we'll have one coming soon. Who knows? Our schedule's all over the place. I have so much stuff going on, guys, and I love every ounce of support. Thank you guys for rocking with me and sticking with me through this journey. My name's Levi McCurdy. Have a great day, everybody. Peace out.
This is the What Are We Doing podcast.